Yeah.
So, Stewart, I'm going to ask you some questions that are going to be obvious to me and to you, but maybe people would be interested in. Stewart, how old are you now? And
Yeah, I'm 89,
89?
yeah.
So what year were you born?
1935,
35. And
April 28th.
there we go. We got you nailed now. So you were born here in New Bandon?
Yeah.
Right, just about where we're talking right now. Huh?
Yes, yes.
Now, how many were in the family?
14.
That kids 14 or?
Kids of 14.
God, and they all made it to adulthood?
Well, not really. There was a couple of them died younger.
Did they?
Yeah, there was 3 of them. Reuben and Warren and Wally.
What happened?
I don't know about the first 2, but Wally, there was that disease went around, they called it diphtheria.
Oh, yeah.
And he was only about 7 years old.
And is that right?
And that, he must have had a bad heart or something.
Something else.
There was something else that helped it out. But anyway, he didn't make it. And he was the life of the family.
Oh, was he?
At his age, he could sing and yodel and play the mouth organ and everything else.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, were anybody else musical in your family?
Well, they all were a little, yeah.
Is that right?
Oh, yes, every one of them.
What did they play mostly, or?
Mostly mouth organ. Mother was great on the mouth organ.
Was she?
Oh.
I never knew that she was.
Oh, my God. I guess she could play the mouth organ. And she loved music.
Did she sing too?
Oh, I guess. I never really, I guess maybe she did, but I never really remember her.
Now, how would that happen with the singing and the music? Would it be in the evening time, or when would that kind of take place?
Anytime she took a notion, she could pick up the mouth organ.
And have a go?
Yes, yes, anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, was your father musical at all?
Not that I know of. He was too cranky.
He was always cranky, was he?
He always had a bit of a chip on his shoulder. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't the easiest man to live with, but then no wonder the gang of kids like that.
So when he was cranky, what kind of was going on? He's just...
just kind of, and he'd light up the pipe and pull out of her and walk away down the road. They used to spend a lot of time at Alistair Hodness just down the road here.
Oh?
Playing cards and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Then in the later years, he took that eczema.
Okay.
He couldn't go in the woods nor anything. Once it got cold, he had I can remember him, his face just looked like a pus boil.
Is that right?
Yeah, one days used to be an awful mess. Yeah, but they used to go down there to Alistair Hodness. I guess I don't know whether they drank or whatever went on, but they used to play cards there anyway.
Now, would they be playing for money, or was it mostly for matchsticks or something?
I think just for something to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I never knew Alistair that well. He was an older man than what I could remember him. He had a big mustache. They had a salmon stand down here on top of the bank. That's where he lost his son down there.
Oh.
Ernest. Something happened. I don't know if he fell out of the boat or he dove down to do something or something. He drowned it right there anyway.
Is that right?
Yeah. That changed Alistair's life a lot.
Uh-huh.
After that. Because see, there used to be a road go right down there that used to come out from the landing. They call it a Steen switch back there. And right down to the bank there, right? They had a capstan, used to have a capstan, the fish right off of there. The salmon stand was right out there.
So most of the fishermen had their own capstan along the shore at that time because Jim Daley, my grandfather,
Yeah.
had his. I can remember as a kid, even at my age, that the remnants of the old capstan was still there. 60 years ago.
Yes. Must be. There's no doubt I could pretty near tell you exactly where it stood and everything. I wound it. I drove the old horse a good many times, hauling up hurrying for them.
Did you?
Old Bud, yeah.
Do you remember Bud too? Then he was quite a horse.
He was quite a horse, but you couldn't trust the old bastard. He'd kick you as quick as he'd look at you, he'd bite you.
Oh, he was a mean bugger. When we were, I can remember as kids, the field between where we are now and Jim's place, there used to be he had a fence, and the kids would go over and we'd always tease him, or not tease him, just whatever, and he would chase us, and we'd be just diving underneath the fence in order to get away from him because he had a bad temper. So if the family, where did you rank in terms of the family, in terms of age? Were you?
Me, I was the second youngest.
Uh-huh. Can you remember the order that they were all?
Not exactly, no, but Murray was next, Wally was next to me. Murray, he was next to Murray. Donald is the youngest.
Donald was, yeah.
Yeah, Donald is the youngest.
So is it just you and Donald left, or is it
That's all.
just the two of you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that eczema, I know what Jim Daley had the same thing. He used to have pretty bad eczema. He always, Calamine lotion, he was always pink from rubbing it on.
Yeah, he took that skin to the later years there.
Yeah.
He was quite a man, Jim Daley was. He was a great provider for his family and a great worker was. Jim was always getting prepared for something ahead.
Yeah, he always had an ability to think ahead, didn't he? Yeah. Now listen, with schooling, because you had such a big family, what happened? How did you do? Did you get some schooling?
Very poorly.
Is that right?
Very poorly, yes. But I couldn't. After I got to grade 3, I couldn't learn nothing.
Is that right?
And I think it was all on account of my heart.
What happened with your heart?
Well, I ended up getting a pacemaker in it in years, but it took me 4, 5 years or more to persuade a doctor that there was something wrong with me.
Uh-huh. And you figure you've always had something. What was the cause of the heart problem, do you think, Stewart?
Well, it must have been didn't run right because they had to put a pacemaker in to keep it going. It's still there.
Uh-huh.
After that, well, I worked hard after that. Even after I got that in, it helped me a lot for a good few years until it's right up to this last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
It's ever since we got that disease that went around, whatever.
Like COVID?
Yeah. I was in good shape right up till then.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, she sure as hell knocked it out of me.
Yeah, it took a lot of
Well,
people.
geez, I was in the woods all the time and everything.
Now, how old were you when you went to the woods first time? Working?
I was probably about 13 maybe,
Uh-huh.
somewhere along there.
And when you went to the woods, was that woods here on this property? Or?
Here, yeah.
Yeah.
Here, and well, I worked in back of Salmon Beach one winter, and there was another winter I hauled pulpwood in back on Bass River, back of Bathurst there.
So it was pulpwood for the mill mostly that you were cutting, or?
Oh, I cut a lot of firewood here after I got that pacemaker stuff in. I worked right along. Terry and I was in the woods all of them cutting wood.
Yeah. So when you grew up, I mean, there's something they call subsistence farming. In other words, you live off the land that you have. So how did that work with you and the family here? Were they mostly in the lumber,
Well,
or was it fishing or farming or what?
I fished one spring or so, and I could never fish because I used to get sick.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. So then I gave that all up altogether. I went to working on the railroad in the extra gang in the spring when the gang went out. I went with it. We worked for Ruth Scott was our foreman. Mostly.
So that'd be the Carrigan line that you were working on?
Carrigan, no, we worked right clean up to Upsilquitch.
Is that right?
We ended up there one time on a derailment. Yeah, and mostly up around Bandon and McLeod's siding and all them places up in there.
So it was mostly repair of the line.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100 men to the bunch. Well, he used to have 2 assistants with him.
So you said there's 100 guys working on that that crew?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then there was old railroads worked above that. He had the French crew mostly. And he probably had about the same amount. But no wages, $8.90 an hour, I think, about 90 cents an hour or something.
Uh-huh.
The only thing was our meals were cheap.
So did you have to pay for your meals, or did they?
They used to take the whole thing and divide it, whatever it cost, from 1 month to the other. They divided that between every man.
Uh-huh.
There was times that we ate a meal for 7 cents. Yeah.
So it was a good food. They did it pretty
good food. Bert Woods and Clint Woods and Stewart Daley from Canada was the cooks or cookies.
Yeah.
Even Clarence Sungaster worked with us one summer.
Did he?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. She was quite a life, I'll tell you.
So at that point in time, what years would that have been approximately that you'd be working on the railroad?
53, 52.
So it's after the war then?
Yeah.
So now were those guys getting, the reason that they were doing, was it extra work that they were doing because of the war? It was a government project, possibly?
Oh yes, so paid by staying. They were rebuilding their tracks.
So you were rebuilding post-war.
Yeah, she was putting in new steel and putting in new ties, and the main lines were well kept up by.
Now, were you guys putting in bridges and stuff like that, or
No, we had nothing to do with bridges.
Right. Now, the Carrigan line that was running down here, can you tell me about the Carrigan line and how important that was to the communities?
So it was real important then.
Uh-huh.
Real important. Because that's the only way they had to travel. Wintertime, we'd none but a horse road here.
Uh-huh.
And the mail was brought from Bathurst to the Clifton Post Office. And then it was picked up there by somebody else and took on through to Grand Anse.
By train or?
No, by horse.
By horse at that point.
Oh yeah, the road was never, most of the time, the road was never started being plowed down there in the winter time after the war.
It was after the war before it was plowing. So how did that work? Did who had to break trail, or how did that?
Everyone would go out with their horses, all the farmers, and everyone had a horse and sled, and the day was like a big sled, and mostly 2 or 3 fellows on every horse traveling with them. Anyone that didn't own a horse or anything there was a lot of us didn't own a. There was no horse here till after the war.
Is
We
that
never
right?
had a horse.
So what would happen? So would there be no trail broken then if you didn't have a horse?
They'd go through and break the road. And,
Whoever had to get through, first guy down would have to break the rest of the trail.
well, they all worked together right through.
They did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, how many times a winter would you have to be breaking trail like that?
Oh, Jesus. Sometimes it was quite often because it was snowing and blowing and drifting all the time.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we had snow then. I can remember when the telephone line was on this side, right there at the farm there, at the place I had there. We could go there and walk right over the top of the telephone wires.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, is that from drifting snow?
Oh, yeah, a
Or
lot of it. Oh,
just-
yes. And big storms.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we had big storms in 2 feet at the time, and 3 feet was nothing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then blowing our west wind maybe for 2 or 3 days.
And pile it
You
up.
couldn't see nothing.
Now, the train, did they have a snowplow in the front of the
Oh,
train
yeah.
in the winter?
Yeah.
Now, would they have to be braking? Like, would they have to be reversing and
Oh, yes. And I mind one time I was very young. It got stuck right back here and was stuck there for 4 or 5 days.
The train was.
Yeah, the only way they couldn't get nowhere, they had run out of water, right? They had no steam. They had to shovel snow into her at last.
To heat up their own water.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I can remember that. I remember Dad back there helping to shovel snow into her.
Would that be before the war then or after?
That was during the war.
During the war.
Yeah.
Now, did any of your family go to war?
Yeah, I had 2, Harold and Vernon.
Uh-huh.
Both them. My 2 brothers.
How did they do with the war? Pretty rough on them, or?
It was on Harold. I think more so because he was a kind of a bad devil anyway.
Harold was.
Yeah, but Vernon then now see, he was a little bit smarter and he got in with the cooking crew
Uh-huh.
in the war. So he traveled with the cookery outfit
Uh-huh.
a lot. I guess that's what learned him to cook so good.
And did he do some cooking later after the war?
Oh, after he got out of the war and got back home, he got into the pulp mill.
Uh-huh.
Took him a few years before he got in. And he worked at her until he did get in.
Well, the pulp mill had quite an influence in Bathurst for over the years, right?
I guess.
Likely more influence than the mining, right? It was more.
Well,
What do you think?
the mine brought a pile of people, brought a pile of work to Bathurst. And there was other little mines around too that opened up, They'd run for a little bit.
Uh-huh.
But
So when because you spent quite a bit of time at the mines,
me,
yeah?
I had 32 years all told.
That's a little bit of time. So did you work underground mostly or out on top?
All on top. Never went under. I was asked a few times and I said no. I'm on top here yet and I'm going to stay here as long as I can.
So what did you do on top mostly?
I worked in the mill, what we call the mill,
Grinding.
on the grinders. Flotation, floating her, separating her. Yeah, I worked out in the drying area, drying for a few years because I figured I wasn't smart enough to go up to the top.
What do you mean by up to the top?
You go up on flotation it was a little better place to work.
Uh-huh.
And a little bit more money.
Uh-huh. But the money at that time, how much would you be making at that time?
When I left the mill and went out to the quarry there, hauling back, driving the big loader, I was getting $20 an hour.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What year was that?
Well, I quit there and I retired in '90. That would have probably been, well, just in the late '80s,
Yeah.
in the '80s.
Oh, that was good. That was good money.
I was getting pretty good money. We were second in line. Instrumentation was a couple of points ahead of us. And then we came next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Grinding, straight grinding down on the big mills. It was a few dollars less.
Now, those drills, were they diamond drills or?
The drill underground, yeah, they were all diamond drills.
But above ground, the grinding was with
Just
steel.
big rod mills, great
Okay.
big rods in them,
Uh-huh.
full tons and tons in there. And there was a row of them of all different grinding, all different stages.
Uh-huh.
We had lots to look after. Sometimes there were more than you could look after if you had a bad time.
Yeah.
The worst time was in there was when they shut down a line every Wednesday. There'd be a line in there shut down. Either something on number 12 side or on number 6 side, or she'd be you'd always have every Wednesday. That was their
The changeover.
for repair. Yeah.
Now, did you farm all the way through that time?
Well, that's when I was starting.
You were still working at the mines when you were. So, what was your first farm? Where did you start farming first?
Right up there.
The one at Gerald's mother now. That. So you ran how? So you would work day shift at the mines?
No, night shift, 4 to 12, 12 to 8.
So you guys were all on rotation like that.
Yeah.
So your cows got milked.
Well, Laura and Marjorie done a lot of the milking for the first years when we were trying to get started.
Uh-huh.
It was hard going, but anyway.
Why was it hard going, Stewart?
Oh, money was tight, eh?
Just to be able to buy his
Everything
stuff.
was, yeah. It was just,
Now how often would they come to pick up milk? Was that every day that they were picking milk, or do you have to have a chiller?
we hauled it to Grand Dance.
You hauled your own.
We hauled it to the little plant that was in Grand Dance, Levesque. He died in Montreal. He was one of the first men, I think, from this country that had a heart put into him.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So what were they doing with the milk down below?
They processed it.
So they kept it as whole milk, or they weren't making cheese or anything like
No,
that?
no. Not that I am aware of, anyway.
Yeah. Now, how many head of cattle would you have been running at that first?
Oh, I don't know, maybe 10 or 12, something like that. Frank Daley got out of it, he got too old and tough. I bought some cows and he had some big Holsteins. One of the best cows I ever bought.
From him?
No, I bought him from, I don't know where in hell Paul Thibodeau got it. Was Ronald's father. He brought it there to the barn and he said, if you want a good cow, here's one.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, just another cow. But I needed a cow. I wanted cows. I wanted to get a little bigger. So we bought that.
Yeah.
Well, soon that calf, you talk about something to milk.
Is that right?
She was on Margie's side of the barn, poor Margie. She used to have to change the milker
Is that right?
before she was done milking.
Yeah.
Cook both milk. 6-7 gallons.
Oh, is that right?
Fill the milker full and she'd have to take it off and dump it. Put it back on to finish.
Yeah.
What a cow she was. And you know, I don't know how many years I had her and I never could get a heifer calf out of her.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, how many cows at your peak would you have had?
And when we shifted into the new barn, we put in 48.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So it would be a 50 cow barn, but they went shy somewhere and made a mistake. The barn was
Too short.
too short.
So when you were a kid, if you think back when you were a kid here, what's the best memories that you have? What's the best thing that comes to your mind?
Well, you know, I can say when the family used to come home on holidays.
Your brothers and sisters.
Yeah, and their husbands.
Yeah. Now, what did you do when they all came home?
Oh, we used to have some good parties here and there.
Yeah.
Go to the beach on Sunday.
Music?
Oh yeah, there'd be always somebody having loved the organ.
The organ?
Mouth organ.
Oh, mouth organ.
Yeah.
So the mouth organ was the instrument.
That was the big player then, yeah.
Now, did multiple people play mouth organ at the same time, or did they all do individual?
Yeah.
All together at the same.
Hazel was good on it. I don't know about Violet. I don't remember. When Violet was little, she got away a little quicker. See, she was married to Lawrence O'Neill from Berkshire. Eddie O'Neill's.
Okay.
He was Dan O'Neill's son. He was a fine lad, Lawrence. Oh my God, he was a barrel of fun too.
So where would you go down to the beach?
Berkshire.
Mostly.
Yeah, or sometimes we went up to Cairn Point there and went to party on the beach there and stuff.
Yeah, because the Cairn Point used to be a nice beach at one point. Now you can't even get down to it.
No.
There's a pathway about 2 feet wide that you're allowed to go down.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to have a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was,
So what do you think the toughest times were that you had?
oh, when we were young, we had a tough time.
Is that right?
Pretty well. Until some of the family got working out and got away.
Just getting enough food to be able to keep going?
Yes, it was a big job.
Yeah. Now most of what you were eating is what you could grow, right? Is that pretty much it, or?
Yeah, well, in the wintertime you had potatoes and turnips and fish. That was the biggest meal.
You'd put up fish somehow to salt.
Oh, Dad used to salt.
Did he?
Oh yeah.
So who did the fishing in the family?
He did.
Did he?
Well, he fished a good fish falls with Alton and stuff there. After that was after they quit buying. They used to drive the old truck for luggies there.
Who did?
Dad did.
Oh, did he?
Oh yeah. Oh, he bought lobsters here for years.
Oh, did he?
Well, they used to have 3 boats in Berkshire and 3 boats in Stonehaven and 3 boats in Clifton.
Loki's did?
Yeah,
And they would then hire crew for those boats?
yeah, yeah.
So they had their own operation completely,
Yeah.
right?
The lobsters were all hauled to Shippigan or Lamech or somewhere down there. And they were canned down there.
So was there any canneries along this part?
Here,
Yeah.
Hodnitz was the only one.
And where was
Well,
that?
Charlie Cummel was there for years till he sold out to Maynard. When he sold out to Maynard, it kind of went tits up a bit there. You know, Maynard, he was pretty careless. But he run it for a few years, and then he took that big heart attack. He had to get out of it. But then the Ellis brothers, they're from Canada. They got rigged up there for a few years, but it didn't last too long. The well wasn't big enough for them. They just kept on going bigger, them fellas. Yeah. Oh yeah, she was quite a life, I'll tell you.
So, did anybody do any hunting to help bring in a little bit of food in the family?
I didn't. Murray used to do a little bit after the war. He used to hunt if I was part or something. The old man, he hunted all the time.
Did he?
He went over every fall, boys.
What did he bring back? Moose or
Deer. There was lots
Mostly
of
deer?
deer them times.
now? Do
Sometimes you could get 2 deer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember caribou ever being here?
I don't remember.
It was before your time, was it?
Yeah.
Because I can remember Dad talking about that there were still some caribou around. I don't know if he knew that they were there, but he was aware that they were there.
They were there, yeah.
So you were aware that there was caribou in
Well, I've heard them talking about them. I don't ever remember seeing them.
Because over in the Gaspé, there's still a herd of caribou running over there, apparently.
That's what they say.
Yeah. Now, did they ever take, so it's mostly deer, moose? Was there any amount of moose that you ever got?
Them times?
Yeah?
Oh, there was the odd one poached.
So they were poached because they weren't legal.
No.
You couldn't shoot a moose at that point?
No.
Most-
No moose here yet.
Is that right, eh?
No.
So when did they start a moose season? Because there's moose season here now, right?
The first year I had my license, I was still working at the mines.
Is that right? So did you take a moose were you able to find a moose that year?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
I got the one I got it in down East Canada there. Yeah.
Because apparently all the moose in Newfoundland are from New Brunswick.
Yeah.
Down, is it Brady Bogue or something? I don't know.
Yeah, they haul them over from there.
Yeah?
Well, there used to be all kinds of them out there. When years we worked on the railroad, we used to be out there a good bit working, and there's nothing to see them on the track.
Is that right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was really the home of them at that time around that I knew of anyway.
But not so many up here.
There wasn't that many up around here then, but all of a sudden they just exploded. Holy Jesus.
Wonder why?
And there's lots of them yet too.
Yeah. So with food, as we were saying, talking about just making ends meet, she could get close pretty during the winter then. Rabbit? Did anybody have?
Well, there was lots of rabbits.
Did you run some lines for those?
Oh, that first winter Harold was home, he was down here. Him and Murray cut a bunch of hardwood back here on the ridge, Then they went away back to the base line, and there was a stand of spruce there. They cut a bunch of that. And I was still going to school then. And I wasn't learning nothing. I wasn't at home, but anyway, I used to go back in the evening, pick up my rabbits. Nothing to have 3 and 4 every
Oh, is
year.
that right?
Oh yeah.
So they stayed right in the pot here. You didn't sell any, did you?
No, well, I always sold the odd one,
Yeah.
but we eat a lot of them too.
Yeah. Because I can remember up in East Bathurst at the beehive, that they'd hang our rabbits outside, keep them frozen, but they'd be hanging outside the door, and you could buy them right in the hole right there.
Yeah.
So I guess there was some market for a rabbit someplace.
Oh yeah, there was no trouble. Oh, they'd sell all right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they'd sell, but we eat a lot of them that winter. Oh, I sold the odd one around.
Mm-hmm. Could you get something like 10 cents for a rabbit, or how much would you get for a rabbit?
I don't know what we used to get. I forget that. Weasels. Murray and I used to trap a lot of weasels back along an old pole fence there. You get anywhere from 25 cents to $1 or maybe, something like that. We used to skin them and send them to Sherbrook's.
In Quebec?
Yeah. No trouble.
Now, so would you treat the hides at all? Just
no,
skin them?
just skin her and, well, you'd put her on a board and let her dry, eh?
You have to keep it stretched,
Yeah.
and then off they went. So you did some trap. Did you do any of the trapping, or did?
Murray and I together.
Yeah, the two of you.
Oh yeah. I'm trouble to catch a weasel.
Uh-huh.
My God, there used to be some nice ones. Oh, the Lord. Yeah. And that's what kept us going.
Yep. Now with your family, obviously you got your kids, and they're all still pretty close to home, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
Not too far.
Yeah.
So is there any other stories that you can remember about the area, just generally, that might come to your mind that you'd like to share?
Oh. Man could think a lot of them, but maybe they're better not told. Yeah. Oh yeah, we used to have a great time. In the winter time, good God. Sliding on the hill over here. I've seen 25 or 30 people.
Is that right?
At night here.
You make a bonfire or anything like that? Or?
No, they'd never put a fire on anything, but they had hand sleds, and they'd used to ice the first part of the top of the hill there. And down into the woods and crash.
So is that right on your property?
Yeah.
Right there, that little hill right there.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, gangs of them there.
Because that was the best piece of hill around, I suppose.
Yeah, at that time probably.
Mm-hmm.
And the wind blew a lot of the snow off.
Yeah, there was no end of wind anyway.
No, there was always lots of wind. Yeah.
Now, when you were around, when you were young, was there anything with the grindstones still alive and well? Was that
Frank Harderberg had his squire in there.
it was still running at that point?
Oh yeah, oh yes.
How late would that have been running? Because the early boys did some grindstones. I can remember when I was.
They used to make stone up there. They used to go along the beach and stuff and pick up a lot of stuff. And they had a little mill stuff up there in the yard.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
But there was still operating they'd be taking the stone away by train, would it be? Or would it be trucked off?
My God, Kenny. Well, there was a lot of them kept right up there at Reed's for years in the store. Al Farner got a lot of them piled in his shed up there behind the barn.
He still has them?
I'm pretty sure, unless he sold them was the last time I seen him. He had some lovely ones there. Yeah.
Because there's nobody turning stones now. There's no...
Nobody that I know of. Jimmy Early, he used to go along the beach. Young Jimmy, he lived down there in Polkshaw. He used to go along the beach and pick up a lot of them. Stone that caved out of the bank. He had a little outfit set up there on the Polkshaw beach.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he used to make some right there. Yeah. Oh yeah, there was something going on. It was all bone labor though. Yeah.
Well, good. Well, thanks for spending a little bit of time with me.
I'll never forget. Earl Daley was a kind of a wild geezer. Leslie's young fella there. He was the youngest boy. Yeah, he was driving the mail here to the Grand Dance.
Yeah.
And Frank Honeywell got in a carload of horses from out west. Of course, Earl went up and he wanted something for driving the mail, something that'd be quick and get her along. So Earl had a pinto, or Frank had a pinto there.
Yeah.
So I don't know that he bought it or he just got it or what he done. He went down at the mail one day to Grand Dance with it. I don't know what happened, but anyway, the pinto got away on him.
Oh, is that right?
And run home. It was just pieces of that old sled dangling from him when he got home. He came right home though.
He did.
That was the funny thing of him.
Yeah.
Came right up.
He got
And right
spooked
to
somehow.
Yeah.
Did you use him after that again?
I don't know what he ever done with it or anything else, but yeah, there was just pieces of that. It was one of those high kishes there, you know. And when he light, not much to do with him. Yeah. But he went right up. Funny thing.
Yes.
Yeah, he went right back to where he come from. Yeah, that's when Frank used to have his horses in the barn there where Ronnie Jago lives there.
Mm-hmm.
Frank owned that, eh? That's where Frank started out, is right there. Yeah. He had no land there, that's the reason he moved up to Clifton. He wanted a deal on horses, so he done the barn over there some. But I think Ronnie and them put a roof on it after that. It was only law when he was there dealing horses.
Now, is he breeding them himself, or is he bringing them in mostly?
No, he was bringing them in from out west and selling them.
So he was selling horses that were smaller hoofed horses and like
Just work horses.
oh, they were work horses.
Yeah. Well, he'd bring probably the odd saddle horse away. But he brought a lot of good horses in too, though. Then he had no room there, so he went up to where the barn and where the house is now, and he built a lovely barn there. Holy Christ. You know, nice barn, big. He bought and traded and shifted a lot of horses.
Yeah. Now, when would be the first time that you remember you ever went to Bathurst?
Me? After the road was paved, yeah.
That was before. So you never went up by train?
Not that I recall.
Yeah,
Not when I was young.
yeah.
The first trip I really remember going to Bath was after they paved the road.
They paved the road?
Dexter's.
Uh-huh.
Ronald Hellick and I wheeled up one Sunday.
On a bicycle?
On the bicycle.
Oh, is that right? All the way to Bathurst?
Yeah,
That was a run.
yeah.
Now, what did you do in Bathurst when you got there?
Oh, just drove around, looked her over, and came back home again. Yeah.
That'd take you the full day for sure.
Well, not with a bicycle in the road newly paved.
Well, the newly paved road, it would have made a big difference.
Oh, what a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, we were used to running around down there and stuff. From the time you could get onto a bicycle, we had an old one, some kind rigged up. But, yeah. Well, that's the bicycle I had. I can't really remember where I got it. It was a brand new one. And I think I sold it to Bandon after I bought my first car. I bought that 39 Chevy I had. And I don't know where it ever went. I never seen it or dealt with it after.
Your bike or the Chevy?
Neither. I don't know where the Chevy even went.
Must have sold it someplace.
Somebody traded, or well, I traded at that time on the 39 Chev. And I brought that up, and then I got that fixed up. And I traded that in right quick on that 54 half-ton Ford I had. And that was a lemon, that son of a bitch.
Not much of a car, huh?
Not much of a truck.
Or truck.
It fell apart as fast as you could get it fixed. And then I traded that in Jagged River for a 54 9-passenger ranch wagon.
Wow.
And that was still worse. We run it for a few years.
Yeah.
And I traded that at Lods Ferries for that 66 Chev van I had. And that was even worse than the Ford one.
So do you think you just had bad luck or just bad cars?
A little of both, I think. Had to be. Yeah.
Well, good. That's good enough, bud. We appreciate the time.